This is Irontrader, and this is the last call of the day. So we'll take a look here at Bitcoin, gold, silver, crude oil, natural gas. We'll take a look here at the old indexes, the Dow, the S&P, and the old NASDAQ. Now, the Dow is coming off here. NASDAQ is maintaining. If you're trading NVIDIA, remember 115.13, you have to close above. Right now, we're at 153.93. You close above that, then we can go higher. If not, we could have a possible double top. So always keep that in mind. Okay, at the end of the video, the support and resistance levels are posted for crude and natural gas. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation advice on stock market ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, here we have Bitcoin, your daily and your weekly chart. Now you can see how nicely this is. Okay, we're still in a downtrending situation here. However, it's looking here pretty good. Now, maybe one more day, we can get up to the top of this candle here, 109.305, and then we break that downtrend and we take it right back on up here again. Okay, so let's just look at the downside here first. Okay, so you really want to watch this 106.298 on a closing basis. So far, we're up there nicely. Now, the 8-day is 105.725. We also want to hold above that. You can see how the 8-day is now curling up here very, very nice. Now, if that is lost here, what we'll do is we'll come down to the bottom of this candle. That's going to be your next support level at 105.60 level. And then we'll come down here to yesterday's low, looking at 103.850. We'll come down to the bottom of this candle right here. You're looking at 102.425. And then this is going to be critical, is this 101.381. That is your 50-day, which is moving up nicely. We lose that, you're going to go to 99.90. Now, as I say, right now we're above all the simple moving averages, which is always very good. I just don't like that downtrending action. But again, one more day, maybe we can pop above. Okay, so on the upside here, 108.300. That's what we're looking at. Okay, that's going to be your resistance, and then we're going to come right onto this, which is basically, this was like that 108.720. That's going to be your next resistance level. And then we'll come over here to the top of this candle here at 109.250. That 109 area is going to be strong because you have 1, 2, 3, then we have 4. We have all this resistance above that, and then if we can get above that, we're going to come up to this 110.890 level, and then possibly 112.345. You crack that. 113, maybe 115 to 116 is what I projected if we get above that 112 level, okay? But right now here, we're looking very, very good. But just watch this downtrending action, okay? So always watch that until we can break above it, okay? That is going to be the key. Now, RSI here looking really good. That's 55, plenty of room to run. Your green is still below your red, so that shows that momentum there. But if we can get that to curl back up here, we can send that price higher. Now, I'm still long the BITX, but I'm also trading it, okay? So always remember that. I'm holding shares, and I'm also trading BITX there, okay? So I usually trade 5,000 shares, and then I'm holding 3,000 right now here. So it's working out very, very nicely. Okay, here we go. Okay, weekly chart here. So by Friday, we want to hold this 105.405. We're looking very, very good here now. That way we can get right back into this resistant level here, okay? But you can see here, see how this downtrending situation is here on the weekly. We have to get back above that, and then we can take a shot at that 112.345. Now, I'm looking at this Bitcoin. It's pretty much tracing like the NASDAQ. NASDAQ's going up, the Bitcoin's going up. So it's kind of like that whole scenario here. But really, just watch this key 8-day by Friday, 105.405. That's going to be very, very crucial level here, okay? Now, again, I just think that this eventually Bitcoin's going to crack this. You're going to venture up high, and I think Bitcoin is going to really smoke you up here by the end of the year here. But again, just be patient and just go one level at a time. Okay, let's take a look here at gold and silver. Okay, here we have gold, here we have silver. Okay, now here we go. Now, I always been pointing out here to hold and respect this 50-day, okay? Because it held, and now we're holding it again, okay? Yesterday came down below, but you notice where we are? Right above it, okay? So just watch that 33, 32 level, okay? And plus we're up going on the upside, so just watch that level. That's going to be very, very key. We lose that, we're going to go to yesterday's low, 33.08. We're going to come down to the retest here at 32.69, okay? That's going to be your targets, which is basically bottom of that candle. Next level, just bring that bad boy right over, and what do you got? 32.07, and then we come down the bottom, 31.56, and then we have your big retest down here at 31.23, but we have your 100-day rate just before that, okay? But now 100 days moving up here, 50-day or 200 days moving up here, 50 days moving up here. So this is actually looking very, very good. Now, your 8-day is still over your 21-day. If it rolls over, then that's going to provide huge, huge resistance here for the old gold, okay? So on the upside here, you want to watch that 33.68. That's your 21-day. Just above it is 33.87. Okay, so that's going to be very, very key. Okay, so we have to get above that. Then we can start heading for these targets at 34.13, 34.27. Level up here. We come up here to 34.48, and your big target is 34.76. Now, I have no position in gold simply because I needed to close above this 21-day and 8-day. Then I jump into GLD and I take it up to that 34.76 level. Okay. I don't do any short ski on gold. I just trade this on just on the long side here. So to me, I'm just going to be very, very patient, kind of sitting on my hands on the old gold trade. Okay. Now, 49, plenty of room to run. It's not overbought or oversold. Your green is below your red because we have this downtrending here. So it shows momentum to the downside. But again, you're trading this 50-day on the bottom. That's going to be a key level. The 21-day and the 8-day on top, very, very key level. Okay, silver. It looks like silver's getting a little bit of juice there today. Okay, so we're holding this 21-day. Yesterday we came down below. So far today we still have, let's see, we made a high here of 36.17. Yesterday we make a high of 36.16. So we got just a little bit higher high and higher low. That's always very positive. But realistically, you're trading this 21-day, 35.53 on the bottom. If we lose it, you're going to go right to the bottom there, 35.19. And then we come right up here at that 34.94. And you're going to venture right down to that 50-day. Okay, just that simple. Upside, 36.33 is everything. You need to close above that. If you can, then we'll come out up top of here. What are we looking at? 36.31 level. Come up here, 36.82, 37.03, and then 37.40. You crack that, 38, and then you head right to 40. But right now, 8-day is everything on the upside. 21-day, everything on the downside. Okay, we had a negative divergence. It played out very, very nicely here. Now we're trying to get some juice rate back up again. So we got to see how this is going to shake out. Your green crossed over your red. That shows momentum to the downside here. So again, be a little bit careful unless we close above this key 8 estimate. If we do, then I will take a long at SLD. Okay, here we have crude oil and here we have natural gas. Now you can see how crude oil just got hammered here. I said that we're going to get any kind of a disruption. You're going to have a $9, $10 premium. That's what we had. Came right off and now can't get off the old schneid. Now, if you look here, I got it all posted for us at the end of the video. There was huge draws right across the board in gasoline and crude oil and distillate, the whole 9 yards. But this always runs up. But this is a war premium. The market is very, very well supplied. Okay, so always remember that. Okay, so here's what we got here on the upside. We have to get above and close above this 65.97 as your 100-day, and then we have to go above that 66.28. Right now, we're just having an indecision candle. If we can get above that, then we'll go to yesterday's high, that's 67.83, and then 68.54 is your 200-day, and then 70.36 is your 8-day. Okay. Now, on the downside here, you want to watch today's low, 64.51, yesterday's low, 64 flat, and then we have 63.39. Now, if we lose this, you're going to come down here at 61.09, and we're going to come down and retest this 59.74. Now, again, crude oil usually runs up here to the 4th of July, which realistically is just next week. Okay, and then we have that turn on. That goes all the way on down here again until we get some kind of a disruption going into hurricane season. We had negative divergence there. You got your green across to your red here. I don't see anything bullish about this unless there's some kind of a disruption. Always remember that. Something fires back up in the Middle East, which could happen at any time. Some kind of a disruption, something like that. Then oil could go up. But right now, I just think we have a sideways action. And we have a candle here, which we could possibly be building a bear flag situation. So obviously, just watch that 100-day. That's going to be key. That 21-day, and then we're going to have to rally up to that 68.54 and possibly 70. Bottom line here, you got to hold this 63.39. Otherwise, man, this is going to go lower, and you can retest that 59 level. You crack that, you can go all the way down to that 55 level. Okay, natty gas here. Well, I said it had this topping tail. Been pointing out the topping tail here for a while. She's come right down, series of lower highs. We lost the 8-day, lost the 21-day. Now we lost the 50-day. Well, there's only one bad boy left here. That's 336, and that is your 200-day. Now, if we lose him, then we have 321 here, and then we can come down to the bottom of this candle here at 310, and we can come all the way down to the bottom here. We have a 305. There's your gap, and then we have this fill here at 298, and then we look to the bottom there at 286. Right now, looking very, very ugly. KRLD has been a great trade. That's what I used to do the old short ski. You had 23.69 on the bottom, 24.87 on the top there. I got my 75 cents again, 5,000 shares. Great trade in the old natural gas. Right now, I'm flat, okay, on this here. So we got to see how this all shakes out. So bottom line, watch that key 200-day at 3.39. Upside, 347, that's going to be key. You get above that, you can go to today's high. You're looking at 358, and then we have your 364. That is your 21-day, and then we have your 100, 368, and then we have your 8-day, 371. But right now, I don't see anything positive about this unless we could hold that 200-day. Then we could maybe take a long and back up to that 50-day at least. Okay, this on the way down, green crossed to red, ugly. Ugly, ugly. This is a trade for me right now. It was a KOLD, was a trade of really good trade of the day. Okay, let's take a look here now at the indexes. Okay, here we have the Dow, S&P, and the old Nasdaq. Okay, so what do we have on the Dow? All right, so what we're doing is we're watching this candle of yesterday's high. That's at 43,183. You notice that it got up there, and now she's coming on the back. Now on the downside, I want you to watch the bottom of that candle, 42,794. There's your gap. Look at the top here at 42,609. There's your fill. And then we have all your simple moving averages at 42.05. There's your 21-day, 8-day, and your 200-day. We lose that, you're going to come right back down to the old Hondo down here, okay? So right now, she's not looking that good. But again, if we can get back above yesterday's high, 43,183, then we got nice big targets all the way up here at that 44 level, and even come all the way up here, 44,796 level. But right now here, just be a little bit cautious here that this doesn't come off. Okay, S&P is the same way. We had this nice good melt up here. What we're watching is that today we made a higher high of 61.08. We keep right on rolling here. We got a target of 61.47, and then we'd have to see what the reaction is once it gets there, okay? Now, downside, we left this gap. So watch yesterday's low, 60.59, and then we had the top here at 60.28. Gap, fill, and then we have your 8-day, then we have your 21 SMA here. But right now, we're kind of like in no man's land here. Just be a little cautious here. We still have negative divergence going on here. Negative divergence going on here. And then on the NASDAQ, negative divergence here. So just be a little bit careful, okay? Now, on the downside here, watch yesterday's low. That's going to be key, 19,795. There's your gap. 19,643 is your fill, gap, fill, and then we have your 8-day, and then we have your 21 SMA here, okay? So this is, we got a red candle here, but again, we have these melt ups here, so just be very, very careful. I'm just choosing here what I'm trading. I'm trading the TQQs here. I'm already out of it there. Today, I'm in NVIDIA. I'm watching that 53.13 level on the closing, and I'm doing the Bitcoin. But I'm doing some a little bit more shorting, especially like in the Natgas and stuff on that order here. So just be a little bit cautious here, because this is a big time melt up, and we're getting all the all the way up here to these all-time highs, and that's always going to be a problem here. What the reaction is going to be. Eventually, you're going to have a sell-off. She's going to come down. Remember, negative divergence, okay, and negative divergence. Okay, that's what I got for you. I'll be back here tomorrow morning. We'll do it all over again. Trade what's in front of you, not what you want.